turn around, I feel the breeze over me. You watch your dreams unfold, let it come around and let it breathe over me.
So the 1st of April 2017 is when I bought this motorcycle, the Bajaj Dominar. I sold the Himalayan on the same day and I bought the Dominar on the same day. So it's been like 5 to 6 months now. So I thought of doing a quick review sort of thing, like what I like and what I don't like. So talking about the stock form of the Dominar, the very first thing that I liked is the design, the way the bike looks, even without these modifications that I've done, which I will come to later. Even in the stock form, the bike looks absolutely gorgeous from every angle that I looked at it. And yeah, have a look from any side and you will instantly fall in love with the design and the looks of the bike. Bajaj did an amazing job with this. Now yeah, a few of the design cues are from the Diavel, like this split console that we have, like this one is a straight pick from the Diavel. And even the tail light, from a closer point of view, it resembles like that of a Diavel. So these are the few design points that Bajaj might have taken from Ducati, but nevertheless it looks good, it gels well with the bike. Now talking about the positive points which I really liked after owning the bike, I like this exhaust a lot and the exhaust note as well. I'll make you guys listen to the exhaust note in a quieter environment. This thing, ABS, which I have made already a couple of videos on, absolutely a lifesaver in an everyday thing, especially in India. The headlights being the USP or the unique sales proposition of this bike, which Bajaj highlighted as well. So headlights are definitely an awesome thing. Even though during heavy rain these white lights fall short, because not because of the lights are bad, because white as a light cannot penetrate through heavy areas like heavy fog or heavy rain. So that's the reason I have these fog lights installed, and these are the ones that I got from the Himalayan. So when I sold the Himalayan, I kept them because I had this idea in my mind that I will put them on my Dominar. Next thing that I like is the indicator. I mean all the indicators, because these are the ones that I use on KTMs and they are very bright. You can watch it from a long distance and it looks even better with all the 4 indicators on. The sari guard, normally I remove the sari guards on my bike, even on the Himalayan I removed it, but on this one I didn't, because somehow I found that the design of the sari guard is going with the bike and it actually helps you tie the bungee cords. Now after doing the Jammu trip, I was actually scared before the trip that how will the shock absorbers behave, but to my surprise it handled the bumps and all the off-roads pretty decently. I would not compare it with the Himalayan because the Himalayan is the best by far on any Indian motorcycle, but this performed really very good. Another very good thing about the Dominar is that even though it shares the engine from the KTM Duke 390, though slightly underpowered, but still it doesn't heat up like the KTMs, and even if it heats up, it dissipates the heat very nicely and it doesn't let the heat come onto your legs or your feet that much. So that's a good job there, Bajaj. Now let's talk about the points of improvement or the negative side of the bike. When I say negative points, it does not mean that you cannot live with that. You can very well. It's just that there are room for improvements for Bajaj for this particular motorcycle. And related to that would be the modifications, because as you see, as you know already, like I have a few modifications, sensible modifications, mind that. First being this visor, and second being the crash guards. Now why I put them on, because the Bajaj stock crash guards, I mean, I find them very tiny and doesn't suit well with the character of the bike. I'm not sure how well will they protect in an event of a crash. but I was not happy, and it's the same one that you have on the NS. So I was looking for a couple of options on the web, and that's where I found this Shayadri ones. I'll link the videos. You can check the installation videos that I did. The installation was pretty easy. Another big sore point is this tank capacity. 13 liters doesn't do any justice, because 13 liters will max out at 400 or 400-ish kilometers. Bajaj could have given a better fuel tank range, like maybe a 16 liters instead of 13 liters. Okay, another con of this motorcycle is about the gas tank, which is made of fiber or plastic, because of which you cannot put a magnetic tank bag. Though I have a non-magnetic tank bag with me, but then again they could have provided a metallic tank. The dashboard is what I like. Everyone likes the dashboard of the Dominar actually. This misses out on one major information, which is the gear shift indicator. I have no idea why Bajaj has not included that. They could have easily done that. There's so much of room left in it for that, but that's just one of the cons. Now the recent most modification that I did on my bike, as you have seen the last video, is the handlebar. Now, why I did this handlebar modification, because when during the trip I was doing the off-road patches, I was trying to stand up and then maneuver like I used to do on the Himalayan. Now this bike, even though it's pitched as a sports tourer and all, this actually, I mean, when you try to maneuver the bike with you standing on the bike, so it becomes a bit difficult, because the height of the stock handlebar is not that good to maneuver while you stand. You can do that, you can manage, I'm not saying that you can't, but it gets a bit difficult, and if you have luggage on your bike, then it will get even more difficult. So that is when I thought of going for like a different handlebar. And one of the main other reasons, that is also one of the cons of this bike, is the vibration of the handlebar buzz. Now, as I have consulted with a couple of Dominar owners on Facebook and personally on WhatsApp and all that, so everyone has the same complaint, that the stock form of the Dominar, it has a vibration, and more than vibration is the buzz. So when you throttle, when you're riding for a long distance, this is where you feel the buzz. It generates, I mean, it used to transmit a lot of vibration onto the handlebar, because of which it gets a bit comfortable. Like you have to do like this all the time, and it was a bit disturbing. So I consulted Kunal from Fatboy Customs, and that is when he said that we can try with the new handlebar. And that's when I did the installation of this from Fatboy Customs. And in addition to that, these are the bar ends from Royal Enfield Himalayan, so I bought them, and this costed me 214 bucks a pair. So the handlebar change was done for those reasons, and trust me, with this handlebar, the riding position is a lot better. It's more commanding. You can flick the bike more easily. The turning radius, most importantly, which is another downer for the Dominar. So the turning radius has improved quite a lot, and the vibrations have gone down considerably, and few other things that Bajaj should have given or could give in future Dominars. Maybe a stock option of hazard lighting, so that you don't have to go in for this aftermarket installations. The horn, I personally do not like the horn of the Dominar, because they could have given a dual horn like they used to give in the Pulsar 220s. The 220 has it, if I'm not wrong, has it by stock, like the one that you get to hear on an Apache, the stock form, dual channel horn. So a stock inclusion of that would be very good. And this is another downer for the Dominar, because even though it doesn't come in a stock form, but Bajaj should have some good options of touring accessories for this motorcycle. Like a luggage rack would have been a welcome addition, which possibly I will get it done from Fatboy Customs only, or maybe some other company. I am checking different options for luggage racks. By luggage rack I mean an extra luggage rack over here, not a top box ideally. So a plate or something like the one that you have on the Triumph Tigers and all. So I'm planning to get a plate sort of thing here, so that I can place my bags, because otherwise this area is way too narrow. Okay, in case you have any questions around the yellow mirror or the yellow coating on the mirror, this is just an anti-glare film that I have put on. This is not a glass, so on the stock mirror I have just put in a yellow film. It's a transparent sticker, and this actually I got the idea from my idol Royal Jordanian or RJ, and this is just a yellow film, and it actually helps you cut off the lights that is coming from the cars behind you when you're riding at night. So this works as a good anti-glare, and looks good also, looks different. So having said that all, I personally love the Dominar because unlike the Himalayan, I have to bring this comparison again and again because the last bike being the Himalayan. So unlike my experience with Royal Enfield, Bajaj is a way more efficient team to solve problems when it comes to any issues when reported to Bajaj. So that way, and the Dominar is a way more reliable motorcycle when it comes to long rides. Yes, it has its own downsides, but then again it can be fixed. It's not that hard, and it's not very high on your pocket, and overall a dependable bike. So people who have questions that whether you should get a Dominar or not, yes, you can definitely go for a Dominar. It has the safety features of ABS, it has the useful features of slipper clutch, and with these subtle modifications, if you want to get them done on your motorcycle, trust me, it becomes even more an awesome bike. Yeah, that's it. So overall I give it a thumbs up, and good job Bajaj. I am happy with the bike, and I recommend it to you all. So bye bye, take care. On that note, I end this video. So ride safe, ride responsibly. Bye bye.